I hate people who say that they are open-minded or they're sapiosexual and they don't honestly like disagreements. And when I say that, I'm saying more so like people will say that they're attracted to knowledge and they're attracted to learning and they like to be taught new things and understanding. That's cool. And even when it comes to knowledgeable facts or just about like things that may not be as common, um, that's cool too. But on the flip side, it's like if you don't agree with them still, it's almost like, oh, you're not open minded. What do you mean? So I can learn. Here's something that I actually really dislike. I hate when people say Google something, right? Let's say you and I are having a conversation about the origin of sliced bread, right? Where it came from, what year, whoop de whoop de whoop. I might say, man, sliced bread has been around since 1931, 1930s or something. You'd be like, dog, that's stupid as shit. Sliced bread has been around since at least like the 1800s. In my response, I say, Google it. What do I dislike about the whole Google it thing? One is you're not giving me any kind of direction. I mean, obviously in that case, it's not hard. But you could have a whole, this person from this country did this at this time. And you're having a disagreement about it, and they're like, I don't gotta explain shit to you, dog. Just Google it. One, especially if they say that. If they can't explain it, they don't know. 1B, just because I go to Google doesn't mean that I know exactly what to like type in the search bar. It's a Google search bar. Especially to find the same results that you found that led you to where you're believing what you believe. 2, which is almost more importantly than 1B, is do you know how many results that you get in like the fraction of a second on Google? Obviously, the more refined your search is gonna take a little bit longer. But no, if I were to Google different kinds of cheeses right now, it would give me about, let's say, probably around 500 million results in less than a second. And I'm somehow supposed to find the result that agrees with you. That's dumb as fuck. I don't like that. So yeah, I don't like that when it comes to being sapiosexual and open-minded. Like, and that seems like a key point too. A lot of sapiosexual, quote unquote people, quote unquote sapiosexual people, a lot of them don't like opinions. Like, especially if they can't explain their way out of it or they don't win. Like, you can say something that's right or wrong that doesn't agree with their open-mindedness or sapiosexuality, and it sends them into a frenzy. And that shouldn't be. Like, if you're so open-minded and smart and shit, then you should know that sometimes people are just going to say stuff. And sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But you can't be so movable by the fact that someone doesn't agree with you or someone is just trying to understand. 2B, or not 2B, but section 2B for this is, I think we just waste a lot of teaching opportunities on calling people dumb or uneducated or telling them to go Google some shit, especially if we really know what we're talking about. Like, I hate that feeling of when, okay, I'm wrong, but I wish I was wrong in front of somebody else because I feel as though they might have been more mature about this. You know, now it's not saying everyone's going to be mature about everything all the time. And what I mean by mature is not necessarily making fun of someone or like poking fun at somebody because they were wrong. I would rather you would want someone to be kind of loud and wrong than be too timid to really express their ideas, right? And in those times of being loud and wrong, no one really stops after like some slight ridicule or whatever the case. No one really stops and being like, hey, like let me give you some actual information about this. Because by the time you've kind of like made fun of someone and for not knowing something, and then you try and, swing back around and be like, hey, well, let me teach you. I don't want to learn shit from you at this point. Like, I really don't. Like, you just took my ignorance as like at face value and tried to like, I won't say scold, but make fun of me for it. And now I'm supposed to be like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong. You're right. Let me listen. No, fuck you. Like, I can go find what you're about to say somewhere else or not, and I'm going to go from there. But you don't get to sit here and make fun of me and then be my teacher. That shit doesn't work. Pick one, bitch. So I think sapiosexuals sometimes can just be, I won't even say narcissistic because I know that's a hot term right now. But I don't know. Some of them have this inflated sense of self because they learned certain things that some people may not know. And so they feel like they're going to go around spewing out information, breaking people's minds open. And it's not to say that you can't just enjoy learning things, but I think that it's important to realize that people can be wrong, and you can remedy that through actually trying to help someone instead of trying to like be a Southern grandma about it. But also, in general, open-mindedness doesn't always mean that we're going to agree. We can agree to disagree while we're both smart as hell. And that's it. People think highly of themselves for learning slight information.